Hey, welcome back to Duct Tape, Donuts, and Whiskey. I'm your host, and today we're going to be doing a review of these ratchet straps that you can get for your truck. They make them for all makes: Chevy, Dodge, Ford. I'm sure you know the other ones, Toyotas or whatever too. But this is a Chevy 3500. These would also fit on a Chevy 2500, and I'm going to talk about these. These are Integral trucks. Ratchet straps. Integral. They're called the Integral ratchet straps redefined or reimagined or something. I don't know. I'll tell you what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and if I would recommend them. And then we're actually going to do a comparison between them and their competitors, which are right here, Juggernaut. And talk about which one are better, which one's, I don't know, maybe even better customer support. How about that? So first off, let's look at these. So the great thing about these is just the simplicity of installation. It's literally I think 2 bolts on the bottom, 2 bolts on top. They self-thread into a little contraption behind there that helps it to hook on these little, like on a Chevy or GMC, they have these little tie down points, and so it will connect into those. So you can choose to put it up high on these two, or put it down low onto these two. Okay. Price, these are cheaper than Juggernaut, and there are reasons for that though, and I'm not necessarily trying to bash them, but I use these semi-professionally for hauling heavy loads, big loads. I'll show you a couple pictures. And what I have experienced in them is that once you try and retract them, they don't always want to retract. Here's a video of me trying to display to the customer support at Integral Truck. I don't know why that's hard to say. And trying to show them how mine don't necessarily ratchet the way that they're supposed to. Not impressed with the retracting ability. Doesn't. Like how. It's kind of a pain. All right, so like one more time here for the kids in the back who insist that user error, right? So we'll pull it out, right? Okay. Now push the red button, right? Okay, well, hang on. So that's unlocked, that's locked, right? That's where it won't come out, right? So I close it. Okay, it's still in lock position, sure. So I close it all the way, all right? That is as closed as it's gonna get. And I push the red button. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so let's try it again. It's closed all the way, right? Push the red button. Nope, nope. And when I say 2 hands, if I pull in on the latch, if I push in on it, there we go. Perfect. You're right. That's high quality. You guys did a great job. We'll say it went downhill. They did not want to accept that there's any possible flaw in their design. We kind of went around a little bit about that, but they really, I'll say they were just basically rude about it. That's one super huge negative about them is they got downright offensive. I can show the emails. Basically insinuated that I'm an idiot because I don't know how to work ratchet straps. Problem with them is when you try to ratchet them in, they have to be in any of these positions. It has to be on to where it will. So you bring it in, and now it's loose, okay? So we'll line up mine. and they basically have to be completely straight out at it like that, in line. And if you do that, let's see, and bring this in, it's supposed to be retracting as soon as I push this red button, okay? I'm pushing the red button, it is releasing the lever, but it is not retracting. And then it finally does. Now the other thing is, we'll push the red lever and sometimes it won't retract all the way. It'll get stuck halfway. Especially the last little bit here, you can't, it won't suck up the last little bit. So you pretty much have to ratchet it all back in, which is kind of a pain. I think the competitors are better than that. You shouldn't have to ratchet, it's brand new. That's red lever in. I don't know how much more I can push red lever. And then sometimes it just gets bound up, as I will show. Now, again, their customer support was not supportive. I ended up reaching out. Well, I mentioned something about Juggernaut, that I saw them as well as a competitor, and I kind of liked their design a little better. They then bashed Juggernaut and said, Juggernaut is lying about the quality of their product, or that their product is made in the United States. So I reached out to Juggernaut. I kind of wanted to know the truth about that, and I actually got a call back from the owner of Juggernaut. Very impressed with that, and he and I talked for probably a half an hour on the phone about the products, and so he told me the truth is they are somewhat accurate in their assertion that that Juggernauts are not made in the United States, because this part here is the same part as this part here. This ratchet device is the same as this ratchet device. This patent number is the same patent as that. So in that way, they are correct that these are not made in the United States. Okay. However, everything other than this ratchet piece, basically where it bolts on here, and this, 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 that all is made in the United States. It is made and assembled in the United States. The ratchet itself has a patent from like China or something, and this ratchet assembly is not. So, full transparency, it does say made in the USA. This part here is not. However, as you saw as I kind of rotated it, that is, and it's interesting that Juggernaut was the one who really explained why this one doesn't work as well as theirs does. And he was not bashing them at all. He was just saying this is the difference and this is why he thinks his is a superior design. When I implied that they had a design flaw early on in the conversations, is when they got very defensive at Integral. So the difference is, this one, as you'll see in my pictures of me hauling loads, and even whenever I had it strapped around this thing to hold these crates in, what happens is you get off to the side and you get this little bind in here, okay? So it will bind like this. So then it kind of does a kink into the webbing. And so whenever you try and release the pressure, it catches the kinks in the webbing and it causes it to bind up and stop. Overall, it works if you are ratcheting straight across, but as we all know, our loads never quite ratchet the way we want them to. You're hauling a motorcycle or bicycles or large freight, you kind of have to go the way that the boxes or the crates or the devices make you go. This design, in my opinion, is imperfect because many times you're going to have to come at an angle which puts pressure on here that it wasn't designed for. It comes out the side and binds up this, okay? In comparison, this one from Juggernaut, their design is that the whole assembly can spin so that you can make this go around in whatever direction of whatever object that you need it to go. It can go up, it can go down, it can go angle, side. You're not going to get a binding of your straps, okay? So that is my review. I'm going to install these in a second, and we'll just show you as I uninstall these. I still have 2 of these. I'm going to leave in the front quarters of my truck up here, and then I'll have these Juggernauts, and these Integral ones, quite honestly, are going in the trash. They are, in my opinion, they're junk. They work. I don't think they work as intended. So I'm not a fan of them. In full disclosure, Juggernaut did send me these for test and evaluation. So they are in a way sponsoring this product, just the front 2. And again, I will continue to have the back 2. So at some point I may update this video, and if I change my opinion drastically on Integral's ratchet straps, or if I change my opinion on the Juggernaut design, I will definitely let you all know. So follow along on my page so you'll see any updates that may occur. So for right now, let's remove these 4 bolts. You'll see how easy, and I think they literally, it looks like they use the same bracketry. Like, I think they're going to install the exact same way. I have not read the instructions. But I mean, it's going to be fairly straightforward, but from what I'm seeing right now, actually, as far as the mounting hardware, just off of looking at it, I kind of like Integral's mounting hardware a little better. We're going to find out here as I wrestle with them and tell you what I think. All right, so for Integral, we have a simple 13mm bolt here. I like that. Integral comes with these tie-down brackets that I don't see in Juggernauts, but again, because Juggernaut sent me these, it's possible they just did not include. Maybe those are an accessory. If not, Juggernaut, you guys need to have some of the brackets like those. Those are handy. I do have like a electric power wrench I could be using, but I will look at Juggernaut's webpage and see if they have those as an available option, and I'll tell you right now. So what you have going on here is this bracket is just simply being pulled into place of these little things. Nice design in that These are perfectly shaped to fit right down inside there, so they hold themselves so you're not fighting with them. These are just cylinders, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to hold those in place while I'm trying to feed the bolts from the other side. So, yeah, what I might end up doing is using these from Integral, because it's much simpler design. So let's fight with these for a second, and then let's see if we can improve here. Yeah, so it fits in nice. No complaints. They look great. They're a little more bulky, but that's because it has that swivel head. So this top one will be easy to get in there. Oh, okay. So these are a necessity on integrals because they actually close off the top of theirs like that. So you wouldn't be able to run your finger down here. Whereas these, they leave the top open so that you can run your finger down in there. But it's going to be harder on the bottom to get my fingers in place to thread those in. So I will say points to Integral for these little guys, and I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use what I got. Juggernaut, these significantly better design for those. Okay. Now, simply run these bolts in there and in there. Again, as I say, that's so much easier when the contraption is essentially holding itself in place. Because with that holding itself in place, all we have to do is snug them up. Like that. And Bob's your uncle, as they say. Again, it kind of just self-feeds. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Put those back on there. Because again, let's use everything we can from both, and what we're going to find is that that they both have some good features. So let's run. How did I have these before? Like that. You can basically put these either direction. It really doesn't matter which way I do them. So I like these tie down places. I definitely like this design of this. So Juggernaut, you could probably box in the top of yours as they did if you would use those little self-aligning hold down brackets. And we'll run this one same way, I think. Yeah, those little brackets in the back just make it so these just line right directly up. No fighting. So points to Juggernaut, or to Integral, for its installation. But you know, Juggernaut, I like their design. We're going to use a little tiny extension just to be able to get into that bracket a little easier. I mean, the holes on their brackets are perfectly line up. I mean, it's the two of them need to actually, if I'm not mistaken, Juggernaut wanted to join forces, so to say, and Integral did not, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a month since that conversation, but I think Juggernaut said they're more of maybe some type of gun manufacturing or something, I think. So this is not really their thing, whereas Integral Truck is truck parts, and so it was more, you know, in line with their customer base. But I think the guy at Juggernaut said basically, you know, he and all of his employees have trucks, and they saw an opportunity for a better product. So that's how this came to be. They both install super easy, but I will say fighting with these is not necessarily on my to-do list. So I like the ones that Juggernaut uses better, or that Integral uses better. Also, Juggernaut does have these. They look like dog shoes. I assume they are to cover this thing in the weather. I don't understand what. Yeah, those. That's not. I'm not fighting those to put this. It'll be okay. Besides that, I generally have a bed cover on here, so I think it'll be okay without them. But that's what we got for now. That's our Juggernaut straps with Integral's mounting hardware and Integral's ratchet tie downs. We're going to see how they work. Show you just a couple photos of them in action. Just to show you with the Juggernaut how easy this is. You could turn this and angle it exactly how you need it, so you don't get any binding. The strap is going at an angle just like I need it, and then I just cinch it down. Sorry, trying to do this not wiggling, but it's much easier that way. When you get where you're going, you just hit the button and it loosens just like that. And watch this Integral. Watch it. It literally does exactly what it's supposed to do. It retracts like it's supposed to. So certainly better. Looks like I got it twisted in there. But other than that, it just retracts exactly the way it's supposed to. I'll let you kind of decide for yourself. But the most disappointing part, though, for the Integrals was just abysmal customer support. You can't get defensive when somebody's. How it started was they literally emailed me and asked me to give them a review, an honest review, you know, to put on their website. And here we are again. It's a mess. They asked for a review for their website, and I gave them a review, and they weren't happy with it. So, all right, one last thing before we wrap up. A couple things I also noticed is the Integral straps have a little clip there to try to help them snap into your load. I actually like that, as opposed to Juggernauts, which are just a simple S design. So I do prefer this design, and they're both rated for 1,200. They're both rated for 1,200 pounds. Otherwise, I would say they're exactly the same. Again, since they seem to have come from same ratchet factory, that would make sense. So there's my review. Juggernaut is more expensive, but it's more expensive because of this bracketry and because of it's designed in the United States, or manufactured in the United States. So, but haven't really put heavy loads on it yet to test it. But as far as the ratcheting, it does seem to. I mean, it's free spools, unlike the Integral one. Juggernaut seems to free spool much better. And then it locks in place. Close it up. It is locked still until you push the button, and it ratchets. So I don't know. Like I say, we'll see. But so far, kudos to Integral for their mounting solution, and to Juggernaut for this hinge network that I think makes it easier to hook your load the way you want your load to be, without having to have it kinked at a weird angle. And so I think it, to me, seems like a little better design. So like I say, we'll see what happens. All right. All right, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me, and helps you if you want to see more of what I do. I've got some content such as vehicle things like this. I've got some RV content. I have some travel content, RV travel, RV repairs. So if you're interested in any of that, duct tape, donuts, and whiskey, and like, subscribe, follow. That way other people will kind of be able to find it as well. So thanks for watching.